the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC. The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the...
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
or whatever it is that makes you feel good in the morning. Get comfortable.
Science and Technology, Muslim Arua, was present too. Honorable Gideon Nonso,
Commissioner for Digital Economy.
Digital Economy and Innovation was present. Another person that was present is the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth
Affairs, yes.
Honorable Ima
George. And also the NBC was represented, yeah?
Yes, the representative of the Director General of NBC. He was represented by Anne. I think her name is Agnes.
Agnes Ukwe. I think she has the NBC Taraba State, something of that. And also we had other people that come from the correspondent, the chairman of the correspondent chapel of the NUJ, and other dignitaries that were here to grace the occasion. And we also had the royal father, that was the chief of Mumuye, yes, who was here in person and was the royal father of the day. And and we also had everybody here from Some TV, those behind the scene, and those that you always see their faces on TV. And it was a wonderful day. And at the end of the day, there was an hangout later in the evening with the CEO and the Some TV staff, and the whole celebration continued there. And I think with time, I'm sure a lot of people must have been seeing videos and pictures of what happened that day on our social media handles. Okay, so let's.
Today is World Tuberculosis Day.
Oh, that's interesting. And do you have a word or two to say about the day?
Yeah, tuberculosis is one of the killer diseases. The report has it that Nigeria constitutes 23% of the deaths that occur as a result of tuberculosis. So I think every Nigerian should be on the watch out and ensure that precautions that needs to be taken to avoid tuberculosis have been followed religiously.
Okay.
Short break.
Attention Taraba, here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
Welcome back to the morning show on Sun TV, and thank you for always being there for us. So we are going to go into the papers this morning to look at what the papers are for us this morning, and I'm sure we have a lot of papers to look into today. Let me see. Let's go to the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper this morning has this for us. Sorry. Yes, we have the Punch newspaper has something to do with the Naira for crude issue with Dangote refinery. Sorry, I'm having some challenges here with my. Do you have a paper there with you that you can go on to?
Okay, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper has this headline: Onayeli Khan cautions political leaders against misuse of power. That can be found on page 13 of Vanguard. And I don't know when we will have peace again. That's a statement attributed to Ame Ebute. And there's this, our state is evolving, not smelling. That's according to Lagos State government. And there is this headline again still on the cover page of the Vanguard newspaper: Delta airs ill treatment of Nigerians unacceptable. That's a statement attributed to the NCAA. Then we'll go to the major headline that is on the cover page of the Vanguard newspaper. It said, another explosion rocks gas facilities in Rivers. It talks about tension as Niger Delta militants reconvene. 3 days after suspension, Fubara appears in Port Harcourt. Then PDP Board of Trustees rejects demands reversal of Rivers emergency rule, and whole lot of it like that. Then I want us to take a look at the major story that is on the cover page of the Vanguard. It says,
okay, that's another explosion rocks gas facility in Rivers. Say tension as Niger Delta militants reconvenes. 5 days after suspension, Fubara appears in Port Harcourt. PDP BOT rejects demands reversal of Rivers emergency rule. As support group blames Tinubu's decision on misinformation. Serap also sues Tinubu over suspension. Emergency rule in Rivers set dangerous presidency NNPP chieftain. Then Onanuga said imagine Rivers without a state of emergency. It's quite very, very disturbing that another explosion rocks a gas facility in Rivers. I think we will need the security agents to ensure that they forestall these occurrences in Rivers.
Yes, the story has it that barely a week after major explosion occurred on the Trans-Niger pipeline in Bodo, in Gokana local government area of Rivers State, another explosion has reportedly struck the Soku oil facility in Akuku, Toru local government area. There's one too many for Rivers State and for Nigeria. Yeah. If this continues, it means we are going to be in for it, considering that we are just enjoying this. This is going to disrupt the free flow of the petroleum product that we are having these days, and where we discussed about it the other time that it is better for us to have it and buy it expensive than not to have it at all. That's is a serious threat. In a statement signed by the Executive Director, Dr. Feniface Dunamene, he said it received reports from the youth volunteer about an early morning explosion on the Soko oil facility operated by the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited. According to the statement, an explosion accompanied by fireballs were heard and seen in the sky from the facility area, which is difficult to reach. The fire is still ongoing as of the time of these reports.
I think one of the reasons why the state of emergency was declared is to ensure that there's total security of our national states in Rivers State. So I think it is, I would say, it's the failure of the security agencies if they cannot secure these critical assets, because we can afford to have those assets being destroyed or have any security breach in Rivers State in particular, and even in every part of Nigeria. So I think they will need to sit up, and also we have to call on those that are aggrieved. This is not the way out to search these issues.
Yes.
There are many avenues. Now, at the end of the day, you blow up this facility. It costs, sometimes some of these things causes oil spillage and degrade the environment. Look at the smokes that bellows out of the explosions, and it could also lead to death and loss of lives and properties. So there's a need for those involved, if it is a deliberate attempt and it's not an accident, to desist from this kind of act, because it creates more problem for their immediate community, which they claim they are trying to protect. And we have to call upon politicians to tone down their rhetorics, to stop unnecessarily agitating the already tense situation. It was statements like these and threats like this that gave the president the impetus to look at and say, yes, Rivers is under threat of attacks by some disgruntled elements, and which was one of the reasons they gave for the declaration of the state of emergency. So we call on all the actors, both the state and non-state actors, to ensure that peace is maintained in Rivers State. And
the report said the explosion occurred in a place that, which is difficult to reach. I didn't know how those who are emergency responders will be able to access that place and give us an updated information concerning the state of the fire as it stands now. Let's just hope that it is just like you mentioned.
From what I heard from that, I think the fire has been contained.
Okay, it has been contained.
It has been contained yesterday.
Okay.
I'm sure from the report I got on social media.
Okay.
Let us go to the Punch. The Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper this morning has on the front page say Atiku becomes Taku Bodijo Shekarab over anti-coalition comments. That is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And also on the front page of the Punch, Southside Governor, National Assembly plan to reconcile Fubara and lawmakers. And I think that's a good one from the Southside Governor and the National Assembly. Yeah. But I only hope that the statements that they've made, some of them won't come out again and say they weren't consulted. I think there should be proper consultations before you make
such announcement
on behalf of everybody, so that you don't be the last time the Southside Governors Forum made a statement. There were 2 people that said they weren't consulted, which I think is not fair. You can't make a statement for people without consulting them. And other stories, they say petrol crisis eases in Niger after Nigeria bailout. Isn't this funny?
Yeah.
The rejected stone has become
the chief cornerstone.
Chief cornerstone.
But that's the role of the big brother. So I don't think it's something that is Nigeria has done well for its brother Niger Republic.
Yeah. And I just remember the way some people took some very took sides with Niger Republic during the whole making it. I say at the end of the day, Niger has more to lose in this than Nigeria, because over the years, the relationship between them is more of we are the ones that usually we are the givers, more of the givers in this, and they needed Nigeria. And Nigeria is a landlocked country, and it's also the desert is also encroaching on many parts of Nigeria. So with this, I think it will tell the the people of Nigeria, that Nigeria still love them, irrespective of the differences in the system of government they run.
Yeah.
And I think this should call for an apology from the military junta over the unfortunate and false allegations they made some times back about French troops being trained on Nigerian soil. I think this should mellow. This should come. If it's a statement, it should at least make some statements to show that they appreciate what Nigeria has done.
At least we still have our ambassador in Nigeria. I think we still have the embassy of Nigeria in Nigeria. So at least we still have a very good relationship with Niger, apart from the fact that there are these disagreements here and there, and the fact that they backed out from being a member of ECOWAS. That is going to affect them seriously. But I don't know what is the rationale behind that decision. But either way, let's see how it goes. Maybe after some time, they may decide to come back.
Okay. Now, two U.S.-based Nigerians accomplices face 62-year jail for $50 million fraud. That is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch. Now, the major story of the Punch has it that marketers fear hike as federal government suspends sale to Dangote. Hypeman slams depot owners for stockpiling product. Federal government Dangote resumes stock today. So this is a very serious one. Just like I was saying on Friday, this Saturday, I said, if not because of the issue of emergency ruling in Rivers State, this issue of petrol will have been the major story. So let us look at what the Punch has to say about this. Following the Dangote petrol refinery suspension of the sale of petroleum products in Naira, some filling stations have started stockpiling premium malto spirits, otherwise known as petrol, according to the Punch reports. The retailers are storing the product to ensure that they have enough to sell at a higher rate, having projected that the price of petrol will go up as soon as the results of the failure of the federal government to continue the sale of crude oil to the Dangote refinery in the local currency. However, the Independent Petroleum Market Association of Nigeria wants these retailers to stop panic buying as they may run into heavy losses. Last weekend, the Dangote refinery announced that it has temporarily halted the sales of petroleum products in Naira as the Naira for crude talks between NNPC appears to have failed. So this is the background of the story, and businessmen are beginning to envisage
there will be scarcity.
Not scarcity, increase in the price, because it is not about Dangote still have supplies, but it is the supplies are not the supplies coming from the Naira for crude. It's going to be in dollar rate, so it's going to sell at dollar rate, and I think the price may be higher than what is obtainable, which is Naira for crude. So they are anticipating an increase in the price, so they want to buy at this present price, stockpile, and when the price increases, they sell for a profit. And I think that is, to me, sabotage, because they are creating the
artificial scarcity
and trying to explore some loopholes in the system. But I think some will say it's business. You buy, you sell to make profit. I think the problem here lies with the relationship between the NNPCL and Dangote.
Yes.
There should be an agreement in which we don't need to keep having these issues come up every time. I would like to know the issues. Is it a result of NNPCL not meeting its own obligations, or Dangote refinery is not meeting their own? Because by the time they release statements, you will find out that they are all coming from different angles. So there's something going on between the NNPCL and Dangote refinery that I think they need to really put aside any differences they have. I just look at during the period when this discussion was, when the supply was smooth, you saw the competition in the market, you saw the way the price has even come to 800 and something Naira, and Nigerians were anticipating that it would go further down. And I think it brought some kind of ease in the country, and people were able to project that yes, my business, transportation, at least the cost of transportation would not increase. It will be coming down. It has possible effect on the economy generally.
Yes, just like you mentioned, transportation is one of the major drivers of every nation's economy. And if the cost of transportation is high as a result of scarcity of fuel, most things, the prices of most things will skyrocket. So the government should look at it in a situation where there is a need for them to expedite action in seeing to it that the challenges that they're having with supplying those crude to Dangote are being taken care of. Because if Dangote begins to increase his price based on the fact that he's buying with dollars, that becomes a very serious thing for Nigerians. We are beginning to enjoy the situation. You will just drive into the filling station and buy fuel at cheap price. So let's wait and see. The Salah will soon be here, and what's this event that comes after Lent? Easter. It will soon be here. So there's a need for Nigerians to be able to celebrate these festivities with ease, with availability of fuel wherever they are. So the NNPCL need to come out and make a statement, because I don't think they've made any statement yet. Yes. But Dangote is saying that they have not been keeping to their own part of the bargain, and they've not come out to explain why they're not keeping their own part of the bargain. Nigerians deserve the right to know the details, don't you think so?
But I think what they just said, that they are still in discussion, they've not come to an agreement. But they are going to sit again today to continue the discussion. And I wonder, why can't they sit on the weekend? This is a serious national. You don't have to. I don't think with such issues you don't have to wait for working days to continue.
That's true.
And sometimes I even feel those things can be done virtually.
That's true.
These things can be, because these are very quick. This is business. Do you think, some TV will wait for Monday before discussing?
No
business?
way, no way, no way. You can call us 24 hours.
Well, let me give them the benefit of that and say probably they know better. But I know Dangote Refinery will not want to wait for Monday before discussing critical issues. So that takes us to another newspaper here, the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph has some very, very interesting stories on the front page, which says, okay, before we will go to the New Telegraph, please, I would like to let you know that we can interact on this program. We can interact on this program, and the numbers to call will be displayed on the screen shortly. The numbers to call will be displayed on the screen shortly, so you can call in and we will pick your call. We'll be very, very happy to pick your call, because this show is between myself, Mr. Era, and you out there, and we would like to listen to you. Tell us what you feel about this and everything we're discussing. It's an interactive discussion we're having, our community. So to be part of this community, you can call in on the number that will be displayed on the screen, and also on our social media handles. You can comment on our Facebook at Sun TV. We will read your comments. If you comment on our Facebook page, we'll read it, and then the number there is on the screen there. You can call that number. Okay, let me call the number for you: 070 4929 8503. So the number is there on your screen. Please call that number. So that takes us to the New Telegraph. The News Telegraph has a lot of stories, interesting ones on it. It said 13% derivation. Oil producing state begins 2025 earnings with 261.32 billion naira. That is for the 13% derivation. We also have another story there. Has it that 11 kidnapped. Okay, sorry for that. Said 11 kidnapped, 1 killed in Benue community. I think there's a need for the authorities to look at what is going on in Benue State. It's becoming.
Okay, I think we have a caller. Okay,
we have a caller here in the studio that have called in. Okay. Oh, we lost that caller there. Please call back again to be part of the program. We lost you there. Please call back again. We expect your call. So, Fubara makes first public appearance in Port Harcourt after suspension. Fubara make first public appearance, and also on the pages of the New Telegraph, we have 2027 APC opposition trade wars over coalition against Tinubu. APC opposition trade wars over coalition against Tinubu. We also have a retrial of Senator Kalu after acquittal, plot to arrest Igbo leaders. This is COSEYL. I don't know why the trial of a person will automatically turn to a plot to harass leaders of a section. I don't understand why we keep going this direction when things have been done. We begin to look. A person is being called to come and answer questions about his stewardship, and you say it's an harassment on a certain section of the country.
That's the wrong notion. There should be no sacred cows. Everybody should be able to come and be accountable for his actions. If he is found wanting, then he should be penalized. It does not really matter which tribe or which part of the nation he comes from. A crime is a crime. If he is found wanting, he should come and answer for his activities. If his hands are clean, then at the end of the day, he will be acquitted. I don't think it is there is need for us to keep on hitting up the polity like that with this kind of statements. As it stands now, you will discover that some people actually believe this story and take it as if it is something that should be taken seriously. But I think it's just some of these political statements. Do you know at times people use this kind of statement to gain relevance and even attempt to see how they can evade what do you call it?
Some of these things are planned.
I just planned statements so that at least you distract the attention of whosoever is investigating you to begin to look at it like that. So let's see where it goes now.
Okay, let's look at the major story. There's a Fubara makes first public appearance after suspension. Let me see what they have to say here. They say that the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara makes his first public appearance in Port Harcourt following his suspension by President Bola Tinubu over the political crisis in the state. Governor Fubara attended the special prayers, worship, and Thanksgiving service at Salvation Ministries headquarters, GRA Port Harcourt, to express gratitude to God for his love, mercy, and unwavering support amid the ongoing political challenges. He was accompanied by top politicians, major stakeholders, elders, and leaders of the state, as well as close associates. Among those present were his Chief of Staff, Edison Ihe, former Senate President Pro Tempore, and President General for Highness Ndigbo Worldwide, John Azuta Mbata, former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Sam Jaja, Otis Ojiri, Mike Kelechi, and David Briggs. Others included Tamuno Sisi Gogo Jaja, Amapu Senibo Fubara Arts, Theodore George W. Kingston Sylvanus, former Mayor of Port Harcourt City Ezebunwo Ichemati, former Akure Local Government Chairman Israel Abosi, and former Amua Local Government Chairman David Omareji, among others. So he went for a special service, and I think Pastor Ibiel may deliver the sermon title "Living a Blessed Life," drawn from Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. I think it's a good one for him.
Yes.
There, so that people will know that all is well with him, because a lot of people have been asking where is the SIM card. So we know that SIM is still alive and is grateful to God for his life. Yes,
we're looking forward to the issues that has taken him out of the government house to be resolved as soon as possible. Well, I don't think whatever it is that happened, do you think it is possible for him to return to government house before the expiration of 6 months?
It is possible. The courts may decide, and even the situation may turn out good, and the courts may decide that the suspension is null and void. And even the situation may turn around. There may be a political solution to it, and it may return. We never say never.
And as it stands now, there should be negotiation going on behind the scene, trying to reconcile the two factions.
Yeah, definitely, there should be. That is, but most importantly, is if the two factions want to reconcile. That is the first thing. There must be genuine. They must genuinely want to reconcile. so that those that come around can now, okay, since you've stretched forth your hand, you've stretched your hand, yeah, we can meet at the middle point. Then again, people around there are people that are trying to gain political relevance through this, or political capital through this. Those people may try to aggravate issues. Make statements, may give some counsels that may just make that will derail the whole process. I think both sides should be very careful to the counsel of Ethiopia. They should be very, very careful.
The administrator is supposed to make political appointments such as commissioners and other things?
Yes, he has to run the state.
At least positions like the secretary to the state government, yes, which he will need to do that. And he will have to be careful not to appoint, or maybe he's allowed to appoint people from both camps.
He can. But I don't think he would like to appoint people that are directly involved in the crisis.
Maybe that's another way of reconciling them, bringing them.
If you are to appoint people that are directly involved, then you must balance it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe 5, so that will be a step towards. Will he be involved in the reconciliation move? The sole administrator.
One way or the other, he should be. He should be. But his major is to ensure that there's peace. Let the politicians undo what they are doing, so that it doesn't become, get carried away with trying to reconcile. Politicians have their way of reconciling. Let the sole administrator face the job of ensuring that Rivers is safe and is run properly. Let the politicians, the political parties, the traditional rulers, let them reconcile. But it should be carried along. And if there's any role he has to play as sole administrator, let him be there. And I also like the fact that Sim Fubara should be able to do his things in Port Harcourt or Rivers State without any fear of favor. Yeah. And he should also ensure that if he has not returned, he should ensure that his people and supporters, wherever he goes, they maintain all form of decorum, so that they don't use the situations to create some security crises or challenges around him. He should maintain the way he should maintain his dignity. He's still the governor of the state, although he's still under suspension. Yeah. So he deserves some respect, and that respect should be given to him. And he also has a duty to ensure that nothing aggravates the already tense situation.
And the sole administrator is already making statements concerning how he wants to commence the building of the State House of Assembly that was demolished.
That should be done immediately.
Yes, that should be one of the first things.
So what paper do you have for us?
I think we will look at my device is giving us. Okay, let me use this. Okay, we have a caller.
Okay, we have a caller in the house. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Who are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Can you bring it close to your mic?
What's your name and where are you calling from, please? Okay, from Plateau State, Nigeria. Okay, yes, so what do you have to say about the newspapers this morning?
Right with the State House of Assembly again, so that once he returns back to the office, we can have a smooth and a better environment in the nation.
Okay.
So this is my contribution so far.
Thank you very much, our caller from Plateau State. We really appreciate you calling, and we look forward to you calling on some other day or on any of our programs. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful morning, and keep watching some TV.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That is a caller from Plateau State there, and he's saying that they would want the governor to begin the process of reconciliation with the State House of Assembly so that we can come back and we can have governance, democratic dividends in Rivers State. He called him from Plateau State.
That's an ample opportunity for them to follow the advice of this caller, which is the best way to go. Now we're going to look at the cover page of Daily Trust. Daily Trust has Tinubu Buhari Barao, Governor Mons as Katsina Governor Mother is buried. The governor of Katsina State is bereaved, and this story is talking about it. We are threatened with beheading for plugging mangoes. Students from these statements from Borno students were threatened with beheading for plucking mangoes. I don't know, maybe you need to go to the inside the story, inside the newspaper to check what the story is all about. There's this story again on the cover page of Daily Trust. It says Sanusi Bayero plan rival Saladoba in Kano. That's going to be a serious. Well, the government is there and the security agency should be there, see to it that it does not degenerate to the situation where there will be destruction and killings and all those things like that. Maybe there's a need for it to be completely suspended. Is it possible for a Salah festival to be held and there will be no Daba in Kano?
If it's going to, what's the purpose of the Daba if it's going to create crisis? If the two cannot, the two Dobas cannot hold at the same time.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So there's a need for them, for the state government to wade in and ensure that the right thing is done, because definitely it will lead to crisis if the two Dobas are ahead.
Okay, there's this story again. Bandits kill 10 community guards and vigilantes in Zamfara State. Then we'll take a look at the Majo story that is on the cover page of the Daily Trust. It said no quorum in Senate. That's a statement attributed to Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, who is a member of the Senate, and others. While Jonathan Shoyinka and Wagbara fault the proclamation of the state of emergency. Serap has sued the president, action taken to avert chaos. That is according to the presidency. So what is your... what do you think? Do you agree that there is no quorum at the Senate during when they endorsed the proclamation of the?
Well, some members of the Senate have said there was no quorum. Even the House of Representatives, they had the same issues of saying there was no quorum. So what I think what has been done, and maybe they have an internal mechanism to resolve this. But there have been complaints from both the House of Reps and also the Senate that there was no quorum. And also the issue of voice votes. There are people who said voice votes, because you can get 2/3 majority in a voice vote, and what have we. So these issues keep coming up, different angles on why they feel the state of emergency is not right. While those that support it also have been bringing out arguments to state that the procedure was followed. I would just say we need to protect this democracy, and we also need to protect the nation. So there's a way you have to balance the fact that, yes, democracy must be respected, but the rule of law must be respected, and also the security of life and properties of all Nigerians must also be paramount in everything that we do. So I know eventually this will come to an end, just like every other thing that comes to an end. And there will be lessons to be learned from this. And I think the National Assembly, the first lesson they should learn from this is the fact that there's a need to look at that section 305 again and amend it in such a way that the powers, the emergency rule will be clearly spelled out, the powers that the president having an emergency rule, the procedures he needs to take and everything. There's a need to look at that section again and work on it. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Let me read out what Aminu Waziri Tambuwal said. He said, I will be speaking to you from the point of view of being a lawyer, a member of a body of benchers, and a life bencher for that matter, and not necessarily as a lawmaker who is a member of the 10th Senate. And in addition to that, possibly my experience as former presiding officer. Now, he said Section 305 of the Constitution is very clear. It is unambiguous. The language is very plain of the Constitution as how the president can declare a state of emergency and what is required of the legislator. The two chambers, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, before passing such resolution. He's disagreeing with, is he now saying that the former speaker further added that the parliament was supposed to be guided by the Constitution, its rules, and its precedents. He recalled how the National Assembly had to garner quorum before state of emergency was declared in Plateau, Borno, Adamawa, Yobe states. That's by the former President Obasanjo and Jonathan. State of emergency was declared under President Obasanjo. Two-thirds had to be garnered in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Now, does this statement constitute some, does it make whatever it is the Senate has said in endorsing the state of emergency, does it give it some illegitimacy or what? Because as it stands now, the records has it that quorum was found, and now that it's disputing it, does it change anything?
Well, I don't know what will happen in the court of law, but it has a lot to do in the court of public opinion. There are people who believe what you say, and there are people who will not believe it. So, well, it is part of the politics. It is part of our democracy. If you have grievances, you hear it out, and you make. You say speaking as a lawyer
and a former presiding officer.
Yes.
Though this statement is not disagreeing with the fact that there is a need for state of emergency in Rivers State. It's just that maybe he's saying the way it was pursued was not the right way.
Well, that takes us. Let's go to the Guardian. The Guardian this morning has this headlines: Adebayo dismisses SDP merger as Lamido urges rebuilding PDP. Adebayo was the presidential candidate of the SDP the last election. And it's a presidency says suspension of Fubara orders not power grab as government appears in public. That is on page 3 of the Guardian. So Obasanjo decries on young dam regulates incessant borehole drillings. News on page 7. Well, we can't blame Nigerians for drilling boreholes when the government has refused to provide our waters. Nigerians must drill. Do you think that if there was pipable water
everywhere, nobody will have bothered drilling boreholes? And if there are no boreholes, the level of water scarcity that will prevail will be so serious that
like I said, someone in my area has a borehole, and God bless his soul, and may God continue to bless him. He has made the shortage of water, the issue of water, not to be a problem in that area. So just imagine there was no borehole. I wonder how we will have coped with that situation. Still on the Guardian, we have Bakari Ezekwesili profiles solutions to Nigeria's leadership crisis. Another one has Zaitin Kanu as Bayero Sanusi plan separate Durbar celebrations. We've spoken about that earlier. Concerns over constitutionality of suspending of tenured office holder in Rivers. The Nigerians seek good governance, not 2027 distractions. And why the major story on the Guardian says drug shortages, uncertainty squeeze HIV/AIDS, TB clinics worldwide. I will take this briefly before we go on the break. Let us see what the Guardian has to say here. They say patients, caregiver, ground, facilities rations, antiretroviral drugs, cut 6 months supplies to 1 or 3 months. HIV response under threat in FCT, 33 states, and NEPON says Global Fund to stop supporting Nigeria by 2030, winding down starts in 2026. Federal government pledges 700 billion naira to plunge foreign aid supply shortfall. It's a bearing and urgent intervention by the federal government. Millions of human immunodeficiency virus and tuberculosis patients may be in for hard times over gross shortage of essential drugs and consumables nationwide. This disruption in essential supplies has lately been noticed across states in Nigeria following the United States partial suspension of foreign aid to developing countries. President Donald Trump announced a freeze on his first day in office in January as part of a government spending review. And I think this is affecting. There have been cries, and I also see as a wake-up call to our government. You can see that every state government is beginning to look at how they're voting money for this, because it's going to be a disaster if completely the supplies stops, and even the federal government had to make emergency interventions. I think last month we read it on one of our headlines here.
And it's something that we can handle after all. It's not as if it's something that the Nigerian government by itself will not be able to handle it completely. After all, somebody was pointing out to me earlier on that what the US aid was doing was only issues that has to do with the screening and testing and providing even though the provision of these retroviral drugs was actually a huge aspect of issues that relate with HIV and AIDS. But concerning the screening, because the facilities, we already have the hospitals, we already have the professionals, you understand? So it's just for government to sit up a little bit, and there is no need for anybody to panic.
Yeah, I would agree with you. There's a need to panic, because we know the way we do things here. And, like I always keep saying, the way these donors, the way they handle their supplies, we will handle it the same way. We never have shortages when they have. Once the money is marked for it, it goes to where it needs to go to. But my fear is this. We may vote money for these things and they are not done.
That is
my fear.
The issue
so it's
of
not
corruption.
about we even having the money. We do the right thing. That is my fears about all this. Not about we have funds being voted into different things, and we'll see nothing come out of it at the end of the day. So I think we have come to the end of this section, this segment of the morning show and the newspaper review. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we have the pigeon section. We have the ladies in the building to ensure that yes, you get it the Nigeria. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few moments.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-312525.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
No matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize me,
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call
Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 247. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State. Unlock seamless 247 financial transaction, easy loans and rewarding savings with our innovative mobile banking solution. Taraba Online Markets. Buy and sell local and exotic products. Connect with suppliers and grow your businesses 247 with our vibrant e-commerce platform. TBS e-learning. Access a wall of knowledge with our comprehensive online courses and myriad of professional programs. SuperSoft. Unlock exclusive subscription-based services, discounts and reward. Don't miss this groundbreaking products and services. Join us as we all celebrate in the future and experience the future today. Taraba Business School and Taraba News, empowering your future 247. Ascend to the future. Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
But no matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize me, go small.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
But no matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize me, go small.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs.
Welcome back to the morning show on Sun TV. It's a very wonderful morning. We just are on to another segment of the morning show. And this time around, we are going to be having a very, very important guest in the studio. Like you all know, today is World Tuberculosis Day. Today is World Tuberculosis Day. And the Taraba State Tuberculosis Leprosy and really Ulcer Control program they are here to educate us on what tuberculosis is all about, what the state government has, what the tuberculosis day is all about, and also ways and ways to prevent, to treat, and to manage tuberculosis. So with me in the studio today, two very, very important people who will be talking to us about this tuberculosis and everything that has to do with the World Tuberculosis Day. So you just stay tuned and you will get very, very important tips on tuberculosis here. And with me in the studio, let me start from my right. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome for coming. What's your name and who are you representing, sir?
My name is Madaki K. Musa. I'm the State MIE program for Taraba State TB and leprosy control. Hello.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And also my left is a wonderful gentleman that is here to talk to us about this what tuberculosis is. So your name, sir, and what you represent.
Yeah, my name is Stanley Info. I'm standing in for the state program manager, Dr. Dauda Ujaribi, even though I'm also a technical advisor to a technical officer for Red Cross Nigeria.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to Sun TV, and we are happy that we are here to discuss this issue because tuberculosis has been a major killer of people across the world. It's a disease that especially in this part of the country with HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis is one of the diseases that's related to the HIV/AIDS. So I would like to start. What is tuberculosis?
Okay. Tuberculosis is a chronic infectious disease that is caused by Mycobacteria tuberculosis. You know, to an extent, people look at tuberculosis as a disease of the poor, and mainly because people that are related, maybe relatively, maybe poor, because like poor people that have poor nutrition, you know, people that live in overcrowded environment, people that their immunity is suppressed, or their immunity is suppressed, you know, and people that live in poor environment naturally.
Okay, so they are more prone to tuberculosis.
They are more prone to tuberculosis.
Okay, now today is World Tuberculosis Day. What is the World Tuberculosis Day all about?
Okay. You know, before people could understand what tuberculosis was, people were really dying of tuberculosis. And people did not know what was really causing tuberculosis until around 1882, when Robert Koch isolated the organism, the causative organism. That was the breakthrough in tuberculosis. So the world decided to mark this day, March 24th, every year, to commemorate that day. And it is meant, number one, to raise awareness about that tuberculosis. Because like you mentioned, tuberculosis is one of the 6 killers. You know, tuberculosis kills a lot. And we discovered that Nigeria is number 6 in the world with a high burden of tuberculosis patients. And in Africa, Nigeria is number 1. So this day is marked, number 1, to raise awareness. Number 1, to mobilize a political commitment. Number 3, to reduce stigma. Number 4, to celebrate our achievement. Because, you know, before then, there was we had a very high mortality rate. But in the process of time, after the discovery of the causative agent, discovery of the drugs that is used to cure these diseases, there has been marked improvement, and I think mortality and morbidity rate has drastically reduced.
Okay, thank you very much. And we can see from the data that it has reduced. So what do you have to chip in based on what you have said? What again do you have to bring into this conversation?
The Tuberculosis Day is a day we want to really, in fact, enlighten people more about tuberculosis, because people are dying silently. They don't know the cause. Maybe by the time they start coughing, having all the signs and symptoms, they'll be thinking maybe it's a witchcraft. They will not say it's because it's just a catarrh. So we sensitize people, the public today, to come out. Whatever you have, you're coughing for 2 weeks or more, you come over, present yourself to any available facility nearby where your issue will be solved, because the treatment and whatever, diagnosis, treatment, and everything is free.
Please repeat that again. The treatment
and diagnosis is free.
Okay.
It's just for you to come out, just present yourself to us, any available facility. That whether the local government primary health care or secondary facility, all over, we are assessing the treatment of patients that are having TB.
Okay.
You see, I just want to add that the reason for marking this day is for renewed commitment. In fact, I want to emphasize this because this year, theme for the World TB Day is stated as, yes, we can end TB, with a slogan, commit, invest, and deliver. So we are talking about commitment. We want the government to be committed, everybody to be committed to the fight against this disease. And also, we beg philanthropies and well-to-do individuals to do what? To invest, because the government alone cannot do much. That is the purpose of marking this year, 2025.
So where will you be marking this today? And for those that want to join, a viewer there that want to join, where can we join?
Okay. This year, due to financial constraint, we are marking it on a low key, in the sense that we will only go out for outreaches. We are doing outreaches in 14 local governments of the state. And in each local government, 2 days have been committed to doing that. And because there is this screening machine that is limited, that in Taraba State we only have 5 of it. We call it PDX machine. It's a type of digital X-ray machine that we use for to screen. So since it is limited, we have scheduled 6 days. That each local government have 2 days. Like today, being 24th, and tomorrow 25th, 5 local government will be doing the outreaches. Then from Wednesday and Thursday, another 5 local government will be doing the outreaches. Then Friday and Saturday, another 5 local government and 4 local government will be doing it. Because we have 5 PDF machines. We want that in each of the outreaches, this PDF machine will be located there, so that anyone that have signs and symptoms, at times some of them don't even have the signs and symptoms, but this machine will be able to take the X-ray, the chest X-ray, and it will be able to dictate that you have the symptoms or not. And, it will be, and if it is dictated, we now collect your sample, take it to the lab, and the lab makes the diagnosis, and peradventure, you are negative. But our score on that digital machine says you have a score of 0.4 to 0.9. We will say you are a high risk. So we will use that your film, we send it to people that are already online, because the world is going into digital medicine that we call telemedicine. So we send it to those radiologists that are online. They will evaluate it and either say you are suggestive of the tuberculosis or you are not suggestive. And if you are suggestive, we will now send you to a close-by facility where you can access the treatment. Like my brother said, diagnosis is free. Whether X-ray or laboratory, it is free, and the drugs are free. So there is no reason why anybody will have complication or die as a result of being infected with tuberculosis.
Okay, viewer, you can hear diagnosis is free, treatment is free for tuberculosis. And also, you talked about the local governments. Do you have a breakdown of the days, the local governments and the days?
Yes, like today, we have Bali, we have Yoro, we have Takum, we have Wukari, we have Jalingo. Yes, these are those that will be having their outreaches today and tomorrow. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, we have Lao, we have Gashaka, we have Usa, we have Ibi, and we have Ardokola that will be doing it on Wednesday and Thursday. Then we have Sardona, we have Kurmi, we have Karim Lamido, and we have Gasol that will be doing it on Friday, Saturday. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've heard what he has to say with the centers where you can go for this screening and treatment of tuberculosis. I once again want to reiterate the fact that diagnosis and treatment of tuberculosis is free. Absolutely free. So go there and you'll be treated, you'll be diagnosed and treated freely. So, sir, what measures do people take the first step is for us to avoid spreading it.
Yeah.
So what are the things that we need to do? Because many people don't know what to do. So that is why they easily contract this disease.
Yeah, like we said, tuberculosis is airborne. It's spread by the air. Now, the only way we can reduce this infection is by early diagnosis and treatment. Because if someone is infected and is not diagnosed and placed on treatment, research have shown that in a year, he will infect 10 to 15 people. Now just imagine we have 2 people in a community and they are not diagnosed. After 1 year, you discover you are having 32 people already with that infection. And after 2 years, you imagine, it's a geometrical multiplication. So what we do is we go out for sensitization. Just presently, as we are on this Some TV, we want to appreciate Some TV because I'm sure that this presentation is going wide. And people are being educated. Now, when you discover that you are coughing, and the cough have lasted for 2 weeks or more, it's a sign that you may be having tuberculosis. So we advise you to go to the close-by facility. And when we talk about close-by facility, we're talking about both public and private. But sorry, we want to thank God that Nigeria is one of those countries whereby most of their health facilities have been trained. Training, we have saturated mostly all both public and private. So wherever you go to, you will be accessed. Some of them have been trained on screening. Some of them have been trained on diagnosis. Some of them have been trained on screening, diagnosis, and treatment. So wherever you go to, you have a form of tuberculosis services. So when you have those symptoms, like the major symptoms are coughing for 2 weeks or more, having low-graded fever, having night sweat, and having unexplained weight loss. This shows that you may be infected with tuberculosis. So when you see yourself manifesting these signs or symptoms, we advise you go to the close-by facilities and be screened, and so that your samples are collected to the lab and diagnosed. And if you are positive, you will be placed on treatment, which is free. And when I talk about facilities, I'm not just talking about hospitals. I'm talking about there are other clinics. Like there are other health facilities like the chemists. You discover that people, in Nigeria today, 60% of the populace access health services through the private sector, of which, like I said, I'm a technical officer in that aspect. Now, we say that the chemists, the standalone laboratories, the private pharmacies, the traditional bed attendant, the traditional healers, all these people, most of them have been trained to do what? To screen. So that way, let me give you an example. In Zing, that was some months back, there was this traditional healer, the Gamarumbu in Bitako Yali. He was educated on this, and so when he had some clients, he screened them. 3 of them were showing signs and symptoms of tuberculosis, so he now referred them to the general hospital. Unfortunately, 3 of those referred were TB positive, and they accessed treatment. Now just imagine if this type of people were not sensitized and trained. You see, people will be going there and be coughing before you realize they die. So we encourage people that don't be afraid. TB kills, but TB is curable.
So now there's this issue of stigmatization.
Yeah.
That is a major problem with disease in Africa. We stigmatize, we put stigmas. So what do you have to say to people concerning stigma? Stigma. And this is one of the things that has stopped people from coming out. You understand? But that stigma, it is nothing. Sir, before now, they say if you have TB, you don't eat with people, you don't, they isolate you, they do that. Yes, that was then when there was no knowledge, there was no research, and you know that science is dynamic. Yeah. Every day is evolution. It has come to, presently, that does not stand. The reason is this: you only get tuberculosis from that sputum that comes from the lungs. It is not saliva. Saliva does not carry sputum. So if we share spoon with you, if we share dishes with you, you will share cups with you, you won't get tuberculosis. If we share clothing with you, you won't get tuberculosis. So there is no need for you to be afraid and say, no, I won't. No, there is nothing to, after all, nobody began to get tuberculosis. No. You are just on your normal duty. And somebody who has not been diagnosed just decide to cough, to sneeze or to spit, and those bacilli were carried around, and you, because I have a weakened immunity, I got it and started developing the tuberculosis. So there is nothing to say you are stigmatizing your brother because he didn't commit an offense. And that is why, in the TB, before now we say suspect. But when we discover, when you say suspect, it aligned itself to maybe criminal something, we decide to be saying it's a presumptive. We presumed you to be having tuberculosis. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you very much. And what else do you have to tell our viewer out there concerning tuberculosis?
want to take the view that they should not be panic or feel otherwise.
Yeah.
Because for you to stigmatization now is not, as he earlier said, it's a thing of past.
Yeah.
Because we collaborate as we are as a TPD. We also sensitize people on HIV too, which is also contributing factor to people that almost die because of tuberculosis. We encourage also people for HIV because with your HIV, your heart, once you cough, not really up to 2 weeks. Any slight cough, even just once, you're expected to go and test yourself, collect your sample and test. Should be in case you have TB, you also be enrolled at the same time to be treated, so that one will not weigh you down.
Yes.
Because most people are not aware that the HIV, the TB that keep them more. They don't want to come out. They will say only, you'll be coughing, you will say, as I earlier said, you will say, no, witchcraft, things like that. But today we encourage people, we like people to come out. If you are HIV, come out. Even one cough, you are expected to come out and present yourself. Because they're collaborating something, we, HIV and TB, will work together. Collaboration.
Okay.
Today we sensitize because we work together. We have patients that are TB and HIV at the same time. They are assessing the treatment at the end. They are free of TB.
Thank you
so
very
people
much.
should be aware.
Yeah. So tuberculosis, please, you know, why I decided to just smile a little because we went for a training somewhere, I think it was in Karim or somewhere, and someone said it is tuberculosis that developed into HIV. You know, so there are a lot of misconceptions. No, tuberculosis is caused by a bacteria. HIV is caused by a virus. Now, why they are like husband and wife is because, you know, when you are infected with HIV, it suppresses your immunity. And tuberculosis, now when you get infected with tuberculosis will have a field day. You don't have immunity, so the multiplication will be geometrical. And before you realize, you will start going down. And so let us know that those who are prone to developing tuberculosis are people that are close to tuberculosis patient.
Okay.
If you are close to a tuberculosis patient, you may likely have tuberculosis. If you have a poor nutritional status, you may likely have tuberculosis. If you live in an overcrowded environment, you may likely have develop tuberculosis. If you have poor immunity, you know, your immunity is not developed, you may or suppressed, you may likely develop tuberculosis. If you are at the extreme ages, you know, the children, their immunity is still developing, while for the elderly, it is diminishing. So you are prone to developing TB. So if you are in this category of the people that I have counted, and you discover that you have cough. Now listen, cough is the last symptom that may likely show off if you have tuberculosis. Like I said, you have night sweat, loss of weight, fever and others. But if you discover that you started coughing and the coughing does not respond to drugs, because I know that by the time somebody starts coughing, the first thing is he rushes to a chemist.
Yes.
You understand? And get his treatment and get drugs. And if you take the drugs or you have fever, you rush it and you get it and you discover that you've taken these drugs for some time now and it is not the symptoms or the disease is not, you are not getting better and you are still coughing. Please don't be scared. Just come to the hospital and say you've been coughing for 2 weeks. So the moment you say you've been coughing for more than 2 weeks, the health worker understands. He will collect your sample and you will be taken to the lab and you will be diagnosed and you have free treatment. And after 6 months, you will be cured completely. One good thing with our drugs is that if you take our drugs from 3 to 7 days, the disease, the bacilli will be suppressed to a level that it cannot infect anybody, even if you inhale it.
Okay.
So that is why we advise people that please rush to the hospital, because if you refuse to be diagnosed and you have the disease, you are putting yourself at risk because you will die, likely. You are putting your family at risk. You are putting the community at risk. You are putting the nation at risk. In fact, that is why the international organization have this understanding that tuberculosis has no boundary. That's why you discover that internationally, the West, they are pumping finances into this nation to be able to curtail the menace so that it won't reach them.
Okay, thank you very much. This has been quite educative concerning tuberculosis, and we're really glad that you are here to share this information with us. So thank you very much, Taraba State Tuberculosis, Leprosy, and Borreliosis Ulcer Control Program. You are welcome to this program.
Sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate and we look forward to another year, another day to fight against tuberculosis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. So that's it. On this program, on the morning show, we talked about the World Tuberculosis Day, and we've had a very, very good talk on what tuberculosis is all about. And I'm very sure that you out there, you've learned a lot today. Thank you. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, the morning show continues.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center,
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer F.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm.
Attention Taraba! Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
Well, where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips, 247. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news, and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient, and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
And always are busting at the camp of some criminals or the other.
They are actually doing a very nice job in this part of the world. Just like you said, they are always on the news doing wreaking one havoc or the other on the enemy's camp. I consider those terrorists as enemies.
They are enemies.
They are enemies of peace. They are enemies of progress. because they have refused to allow us to sleep, they too will not have sleep.
Yeah, definitely. And kudos to the troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army, Sector 3 Operation West Stroke. And they say they did this in collaboration with our troops of Sector 2 Operation Safe Haven, and they've achieved significant success in recent operations. In this operation, on 22nd March 2025, troops conducted a decisive offensive on Achale, a border community between Karimlamido local government area of Taraba State and Wase local government area of Plateau State. During the clearance operations, troops made contact with bandits and successfully dislodged them. In the aftermath, troops recovered one motorcycle and continued the advance to another major bandit stronghold. And at the second location, believed to be critical with over 70 odds, troops encountered resistance but forced the bandits to abandon the camp due to overwhelming firepower of the advancing forces. The troop recovered another motorcycle and an international passport belonging to one Muhammadu Dairu, suspected to be linked to the criminal network. The entire camp was subsequently destroyed and set ablaze. Further projecting force, the troops advanced to the Dusin Zaki High Ground, where they cleared the general area and neutralized several threats. This is quite a good one for the troops, and I think it gives confidence to those of us. And this the message was sent by Olubodunde Oni, Captain, Acting Assistant Director of Army Public Relations 6th Brigade, and I think he's always on top of situation. Always, he's a friend of the media. Captain Oni is a good friend of the media, and is always there to provide information. And I think that is why it is this synergy between the media, the army, the other assistant agencies, the government. That is what is bringing out this good result.
Yes, we can't do away with the role that the media is playing in advancing this fight against terrorism and insurgency and banditry like that. So we are partners in progress. We're always here to disseminate the information as they are going about doing their businesses, or seeing to it that we have a safe Taraba State.
Progressive Cultural Association Youth Wing kicks off 2025 with a successful meeting and leadership transition. That is the Mambila Progressive. So another story on the Taraba news says Taraba State Police Command lost PPRO. This is a sad one.
Okay.
The Taraba State Police Command has announced the passing of SP Usman Abdullahi, the command's public relations officer. He passed away in the early hours of 23rd of March 2025 after a period of illness. The burial arrangement as follows: 23rd of March 2025, 2 p.m. At Folayos Jalingo, Taraba State. The commander extends his deepest condolences to his family, friends, and colleagues. May Allah forgive his shortcomings and grant him Al-Jannah. Amen. And I think from some TV here, we say, may Allah forgive his shortcomings, constitute to bear the loss. So another one here says, crisis, Taraba religious leaders calls on Tinubu to also suspend Wike for 6 months. That is also on the Taraba News paper. The acting secretary of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kani Taraba State, Reverend Dr. Philip Maikadopa, called on President Tinubu. We also have another story here that Nigeria Medical Association, NMA, pays congratulatory visit to the Taraba State Semi-Executive Secretary. The Taraba State branch recently paid a courtesy visit to Dr. Chuse Naudu, Executive Secretary of Taraba State Emergency Management Agency, and the visit was led by Dr. Amidu Adamu Kara, who expressed gratitude to Executive Governor Dr. Abu Kefas for prioritizing citizen welfare and safety. And that is for another story. Yes, it's Taraba State for automated revenue collection, train staffs on digital transmission. And this is the Taraba State Board of Internal Revenue Service, in collaboration with iTech Platform Limited, has launched a 2-day training program aimed at fully automating the state revenue collection process. I think this is a good one for Taraba.
Honestly, that's a good move. We're looking forward to seeing that we don't have the leakages that used to exist as a result of the lack of using information technology gadgets in. Because I think this is what is trending now, using has a way of easing up the work of those people and introducing some kind of efficiency.
So another story is a double engagement. Taraba SEMA hosts Federal Fire Service and Anterior Community representatives. That is also on the Taraba News. And I think that's all we can take on Taraba News this morning. That's all we can take on Taraba News this morning. I would like to bring the program to an end here on Sun TV. I think it has been a very, very wonderful show this morning. The paper review and the guests that we had as well spoke about tuberculosis. They're marking the World Tuberculosis Day, and also the stories of the story that caught my eye here, the victory of the 6th Brigade over the criminals, the enemies of Nigerians. So we thank you, our viewer there, for being here with us and for always being here with us. And we thank you. We will continue to give you the best. And like I said, you can drop your comments on our social media platforms, and we are ready to read them out and also to respond to anything that you say. And for those of you that called in from Plateau State, thank you for calling in. And we call on people to always call into our program. You are most welcome, and we'll ensure we give you priority whenever you call into the program or you make comments on our social media handles. Thank you very much, Mr. Eradane Kokwen. It's been a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy to be here.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm still here with you, but because you definitely see me or him on other programs in the course of the day. I remain yours, Abraham Minor Joda. Good morning.
Attention Taraba, here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your